Hello children, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. Now in this video I am going to explain you about the measurement of temperature. Children, as you can see here, when we touch an object which is hot, okay, so what happens? We feel pain and we feel like screaming. Why is it so? Because this hand gets burned. How it happens? When we touch the hot object, then the heat passes from the object to our hand. Okay, whereas when we touch the cold object, what happens? The cold object starts melting, okay, or the temperature rises. Why is it so? Because our hand is hot, and then the heat from the hand transfers into the ice. Okay, so here we can say that hotness and coldness of an object depends on the direction of the flow of the heat. Direction of the flow of the heat, that means the heat always flows from the high temperature to the low temperature. Here you can see high temperature in comparison to the ice, the hand is having, or the body is having, the high temperature. Okay, and in this case the object is having more temperature and our body is having less temperature. So the direction of the flow of the heat will be from high to the low temperature. Now we will see, we can easily say that what is the temperature? Temperature is the measure of degree of hotness or coldness of an object. That means how much the cold or the hot the object is. So the temperature is a measure of the thermal energy of the body. Okay, thermal energy, that means the degree of hotness or the coldness in the body, and it is measured in the degree. Okay, and they are the three scales: Fahrenheit, degree F, Celsius or centigrade, degree C, and Kelvin, degree K. And when we talk about the SI unit of the temperature, that is the Kelvin. Okay, this Kelvin is the SI unit of the temperature. Other two units can be used alternately, that is this degree centigrade or degree Fahrenheit. Okay. Now when we compare this temperature scale with each other, so here you can see that the degree Fahrenheit scale is given over here on this thermometer, then Celsius and the Kelvin. Now starting from the melting point and the boiling point or the freezing point. Okay, so here we will study about this. In Celsius, here is the 100 degree Celsius is the boiling point, whereas in Fahrenheit it will be 212 degree Fahrenheit, and in Kelvin 373 degree 0.15 K. That is the Kelvin. Okay, so these all will be equal. 212 degree Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius, and 373 Kelvin. That will be equivalent. Okay, and here you can see that the freezing point of the water, that is the 32 degree Fahrenheit, and here will be the 0 degree Celsius, and here 273 degree Kelvin. So this one will be the equivalent one. Okay, so when we talk about the degree Celsius, there will be 100 parts. Okay, and from 0 to 100 degrees Celsius, whereas in Fahrenheit there will be around 180 degree, you can say 180 parts. So 32, between 32 to 212 there will be how many parts? 180 parts. And when we talk about the Kelvin, it will be 273 will be the minimum one, that is the freezing point, and then there will be 100 parts. Okay, so this is the comparison between the all the three scales of the temperature. Now children, here is the formula to convert between the scales with the help of these relationship. So Kelvin equals to degree C plus 273.15. That means whatever the degree C will be given, that is the degree centigrade or Celsius, that can be converted into Kelvin only by adding 273.15. Okay, then degree Fahrenheit, that will be 1.8 into degree Celsius plus 32. Okay, then degree Celsius can be this degree Fahrenheit can be changed into degree Celsius by using this formula. So simply by keeping the values, you can easily calculate and convert the degree Celsius into Kelvin, or degree Celsius into Fahrenheit, or Fahrenheit into Kelvin, like that. Okay, so only you have to remember the formula, and then only you can easily find out. Now children, you must be knowing about that how the temperature can be measured. What are the devices to measure the temperature? That is the thermometer, through which you can measure the temperature. Now thermometer are of two kinds. One is the laboratory thermometer and another is the clinical thermometer. So one by one we will study about these two types of thermometer. Now children, what you are seeing on your screen, that is the clinical thermometer, and this is used to measure the temperature of your body. Okay, especially when you are having fever, that time it is used, okay, to measure your body temperature. So this is called the clinical thermometer. What is that thermometer? What is the characteristic of this clinical thermometer? First thing, it is smaller in size than the laboratory thermometer, and it has a constriction in the fine capillary tube. Constriction, this is called the constriction. It is the kink. Okay, so it's a bend. Okay, and what happens, what is there at the bulb? There is a mercury. Okay, mercury is filled here. So when it goes up and gives you the reading, it cannot come back down easily because of this bend only. Okay, so this constriction or the kink is present to prevent the backflow of the mercury. Then what is the range on this clinical thermometer? That is between 35 degree Celsius to the 43 degree Celsius. And you see they are divided into subscales, smaller intervals. Okay, so that it can be measured accurately. Okay, and that will be the limited number of the temperature can be measured here, because your body temperature will have the certain extent. Okay, up to this extent only it will increase. Apart from that, it will not, beyond that it will not increase. Here you can see that different types of thermometer is given. Okay, shown here, and nowadays you can see that for the coronavirus, this kind of temperature thermometer is used. Okay, because it can measure the temperature from far, from the distance. Okay, so here they are using for the social distancing and especially for the corona patients. Okay, apart from that, there are so many others, that electronic thermometers are also there, which can measure the temperature very accurately. Now, what is the laboratory thermometer? Laboratory thermometer is used to measure the temperature of the substance which are present in the lab, chemistry lab especially, and it can be in any form, solid, liquid, or the gaseous form, and they measure in degree Celsius or degree Fahrenheit. There's a difference between the laboratory thermometer and the clinical thermometer. First thing, I have told you about this kink. Okay, the kink is present in the clinical thermometer, but laboratory thermometer doesn't want any kink. Okay, it will slowly and gradually comes down. Okay, but here we need to measure the temperature of the body, and it should remain it should not come back at once. So that's why the kink is present. Another thing, the length of the this laboratory thermometer is also big in comparison to the clinical thermometer, because the range here is increasing, -10 to -110. There will be the range in the laboratory thermometer. Now we will study the differences. Here you can see the difference between the clinical thermometer and the laboratory thermometer. In short, here the range is 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius, or it may exceed 43 also, or 94 degree Fahrenheit to 108 degree Fahrenheit. That is in terms of the Fahrenheit. Whereas in laboratory thermometer, as I told you, that -10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. Then clinical thermometer is having the kink. Mercury level does not fall on its own, as there is a kink near the bulb to prevent the fall of the mercury level. And here mercury level falls on its own, as there is no kink present. And their temperature can be read after removing the thermometer from the armpit or the mouth. Okay, so by that time the mercury will remain at its own position, whereas in temperature is read while keeping the thermometer in the source such as liquid or anything. That means need not to take out and see the temperature. You can directly see the temperature from the source only. And then to lower the mercury level, jerk is given. Clinical thermometer before using the jerk should be given. But in laboratory thermometer, no need of the jerk because the mercury level will come down automatically. Then the next one is the clinical thermometer is used for the body temperature. Okay, and the laboratory thermometer is used to take the temperature in the lab. Now children, I want to clear one thing, that why mercury is only used in the thermometer. Because first thing, mercury is the only metal which is in the liquid state at room temperature. Okay, that means on the normal temperature it will remain in the liquid form. And another thing is what, they are having the high coefficient of expansion. That means with the slight change in the temperature, minute change in the temperature, it will start expanding itself. Okay, so it can be used as a temperature measurement in the thermometer. Okay, and also it is having the high boiling point, which makes it very suitable to measure the high temperature, because when the temperature will be too much high, then only it will start boiling. So it will basically the body temperature or the substance's temperature will not go up to that boiling point of the mercury level, mercury. So that's why the mercury can be used easily for the thermometers. So this was all about the measurement of the temperature. So students, hope you all have understood the topics. If you have any doubt or question, you can ask in the comment section below. Please like, share it with your classmates, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you can get my latest updates. Thank you and take care.